Ever stop to think about how you can send a password or your credit card number or even just a private message over the internet and actually trust that only the right person sees it? I mean, how does your phone know it's really talking to your bank and not some scammer? Well, the answer is this surprisingly clever solution that honestly makes the entire modern internet possible. Let's break it down. It all starts with a classic puzzle, right? Imagine you have a secret message in a box with a lock. To open it, your friend needs the key. But if you send the key over, anyone could just snatch it, copy it, and then boom, they can read all your secrets. It's a total chicken and egg problem. You need a secure way to share the key just to create a secure way to talk in the first place. And this right here was the first giant hurdle for a secure internet. How in the world do you establish trust between two computers that have never met and have no secret way of communicating beforehand? So, for literally thousands of years, codes worked with a single shared secret. This is called symmetric encryption because the same key that locks the message, yep, it also unlocks it. It's super simple, but it brings us right back to our original problem. How do you get that key to your friend securely in the first place? I mean, think about it. For you and a friend, you could just meet up and whisper a secret password. Easy. But what about a website like Amazon? They can't physically meet with millions of shoppers just to exchange a secret key. It just doesn't scale. So a totally new idea was needed. And that new idea was a complete game changer. Some incredibly clever mathematicians came up with a system that doesn't use one key, but two. This is where things get really, really cool. It's called asymmetric cryptography. And the magic here is that you get this special matched pair of keys created by a clever bit of math. One key is for locking, and a completely different key is for unlocking. And the best part? That locking key is basically a one-way street. Even if someone has it, they can't use it to figure out the unlocking key. No way. So these two keys are called your public key and your private key. And honestly, the best way to think about them is like your banking info. Your public key is like your bank account number. You can give it to anyone you want them to be able to send you money. But your private key, that's like your PIN. You keep that totally secret because it's what lets you access the money. Let's look at it this way. Your public key is for receiving things. It's shareable, kind of like a mailbox slot where anyone can drop off a letter. But your private key is for accessing things. It must stay secret, like the one and only key that can open that mailbox. If you lose your public key, no big deal. You can just share it again. But if you lose your private key, all your stuff is gone, for good. So the main takeaway here is never, ever, ever share your private key. Okay, so here's how it all works in practice. Let's say you want to send a secret to your friend. First, your friend sends you their open padlock. That's their public key. Anyone can see this padlock. It's not a secret at all. You then take your message, put it in a box, and snap their padlock shut. Now here's the magic. Once that padlock is locked, the only thing in the entire world that can open it is your friend's unique key, their private key. You can send that box right across the internet, and even if someone intercepts it, they can't open it. Heck, not even you can open it anymore. Okay, so sending secrets is solved. We can lock a box and know only the right person can open it. Awesome. But there's another problem. How does your friend know that locked box really came from you? Right, what's to stop an imposter from just sending a locked box and pretending to be you? For this, we need more than just secrecy. We need authenticity. We need a way to prove who actually sent something. And brilliantly, the exact same two keys can solve this problem too. We just have to use them in reverse. So instead of using someone's public key to lock something, you use your own private key to create a unique digital signature. Think of a king sealing a letter with his unique ring in hot wax. Only the king has that ring. That's his private key. When the letter arrives, anyone can look at the seal and compare it to a public drawing of the king's seal. That's the public key. This proves two things. One, the letter is authentic. It really came from the king. And two, it has integrity. The seal is unbroken, so the letter hasn't been messed with. A digital signature does the exact same thing for the internet. So we have secrecy and we have identity. We're pretty much secure, right? Well, almost. There's one more sneaky little problem we need to solve. Let's go back to our padlock analogy. When your friend sends you their open padlock, what if a thief in the middle intercepts it? They could just send you their own padlock instead, and you wouldn't know the difference. You'd lock your secret message with the thief's padlock, send it,
And the thief would just grab it again, open it with their private key, read your secret, and then lock it back up with your friend's real padlock to send it on. You and your friend would never even know. This is a classic man-in-the-middle attack.
So how do we solve this? How do you trust that the padlock, that public key you received, is the real one? Well, you need a trusted third party to vouch for it.
And this is where a digital certificate comes in. Honestly, just think of it like a driver's license or passport, but for the internet. It's an official file that binds an identity, like Google.com, to a specific public key. It's basically proof that says, yes, we've checked and this public key really does belong to Google.
And who issues these digital ID cards? Well, they're trusted organizations called certificate authorities, or CAs. Your web browser and your computer's operating system already have a list of CAs they trust, like a built-in phone book of official passport offices.
The process works kind of like this. A website owner generates their key pair and sends their public key over to a certificate authority, asking for an official ID. The CA then does its homework, making sure the website is who it says it is. Once everything checks out, the CA issues a certificate and signs it with its own super secret private key, which basically gives it an official, trustworthy stamp of approval.
Okay, so we've covered secret keys, public keys, signatures, and certificates. That was a lot. Now let's see how all of these pieces come together to create something you literally use every single second you're online.
So that little padlock icon you see next to a web address, that's it. That's the final result of everything we've just talked about. When you connect to a site with HTTPS, your browser automatically asks for its certificate. It checks the signature from the certificate authority to make sure it's valid, confirming you're talking to the real website and not an imposter. Then, it uses the website's public key from that certificate to securely set up a secret encrypted connection. And it all happens in a fraction of a second.
You see, this system of public key cryptography is the absolute backbone of online trust. Without it, there's no online shopping, no secure banking, none of the things we just take for granted. It's what secures your encrypted emails, verifies that your software updates are legit, protects your remote logins, secures crypto wallets, and powers the VPNs that keep your browsing private. It is literally everywhere.
And it all comes back to this one simple but incredibly powerful idea. The ability to create a signature that anyone can check, but absolutely no one can forge. This is what gives us confidence. Confidence that our data is safe, and confidence that we are talking to who we think we're talking to.
Now, the math behind today's public key encryption is incredibly strong for the computers we have now, but it's not unbreakable forever. So the final question to leave you with is this. What happens when a new kind of computer, a quantum computer, arrives that's powerful enough to break the special math problems that our entire system of online security relies on? Well, that's the next great challenge for the defenders of our digital world.